All right, and here we are at the 12 o'clock position on Atlantis Spaceship. We have our red Zerg player, winner of the last game and representative of Quantic Gaming. It is Hawk. And his opponent throwing out the good game. Good luck. Hawk says it's really laggy.
There we go. Fixed.
Is our blue Terran player at the 8 o'clock position here from Karont3 Esports as a mercenary. It is Miko L.
Yeah. Yep. See, this is one of the things that I love about casting from replays is right there, we would have had to take a break.
Yep.
And just kind of sit around and wait for this like lag thing to get over. But now we don't. We can just see the game.
That's true.
I like that.
Because, or you have
cool.
situations like in the GSTL finals where Brain King Prime and StarTale Parting are playing each other. And
you know, Wolf and Kaldor, those guys are like champions, man. They have to fill time during that situation. That is really extremely tough, so mad props to them for making it through that.
And my hat is off to Kaldor for that event anyway, because he came in like deathly ill to the point where he looked like he was about to pass out in a chair before casting some of the side stage matches.
Iron Man casting.
That is true. So, what a boss, Mr. Thomas Killian. Well done. Hey, you know what? I accidentally just hit Control-R. To update you, no units have been killed in the game so far. No workers have died either. So
everything is fine. Everyone's happy.
No sub 2-minute harassment. It's good to know.
Nope. There was none of that. That's true.
Yep.
That's great.
That's great.
Well, now, Atlantis Spaceship. It's a very large map. You know, that kind of goes without saying, even though we say it every game.
And you remember the last time we saw a TVZ on this map was actually Root Cats versus Braddock, where he went for a 3-hatch build before ever putting down his pool. I don't think we're going to see that this time, but certainly a cool strategy.
Yeah, doing it before pool. Oops, moved the drone a little bit early there. Doing it before pool is quite dangerous, obviously. You know, even on a large map like this. Cat kind of made it work, but it was pretty dicey there for a moment. But we'll see. Well, obviously we're not seeing that from Mikael, but I wonder if we're going to see the 4-queen build. It is very popular right now, it seems like. But a lot of players will take their gas right now, too, just to make sure they have Zergling speed fairly quickly.
That's very true. So Miko L, on the other hand, decides to 1-rax gasless fast expand, double gases afterwards to get up to that factory tech as quick as possible. Real question is going to be what Hawk does from here on out. He does have that gas now for Zergling speed, and so we'll see if he decides to play a pretty aggressive Muta style, as we know he's fond of playing, or if he's going to go down a different path.
Yeah, Mutas generally I find aren't quite as good on this map. The reason being is that with Mutas, one of the best things you can do is harass mineral lines, right? And on this map, really the main is the only place you can really harass okay. And there's still a lot of space behind that, right? So it's a lot of space for turrets, a lot of space for Marines to put there. So all in all, Terran has a pretty easy time against Mutalisks on this map. We've seen a lot more of the Ling and Fester style with the huge upgrades. And I haven't really seen Hawk play a lot of ZVT lately, but I would expect that if he is kind of playing towards the current ZVT metagame, that's probably what we're going to see on this map. But time will tell.
Yes, time tells all.
That's right. And waits for no man.
Yeah, time does all of those things.
And Blizzard seconds wait even less.
That's true. They're impatient.
That's right.
They're the rejected seconds.
Time waits for, and then the sentence just ends there because they didn't wait.
Yep.
Not even for the sentence end.
Yeah. How rude.
I know. Seriously. Jeez.
Yeah.
Man.
Come on, seconds.
Anyway. Seconds. So Zergling speed on the way for Hawk.
This is a fact. And we have reactors coming up now for Reactor Hellions for Miko L. Now, of course, because he decided to go for a second gas so quick, could very well, as you're kind of alluding to, could very well, looks like he is going to go for Reactor Hellions. We could see a quick starport, though, into Cloak Banshees, and indeed we do have the starport coming down. He also had the flexibility of being able to put down a tech lab on the factory right away and start moving into Siege Tank Marine production.
And look at this. A very this build looks familiar. If anyone was watching before the cast, watching the builder to breaking down, they saw DeMuslim do this exact same build pretty much, going for probably Cloak Banshees. You can see he's been saving up gas for quite a while. And on this map, I'll say that could be pretty good.
And looks like Hawk did end up making 4 queens, so starting that creep spread and going over to layer tech off of 2 bases pretty quickly on. There's the macro hatch. We'll see if we get some additional gas here in a second.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I mean, we've got this gas coming up for Hawk right now, right? He's going to be on 3 gas. It's usually an indication that the player wants to go for Roach Infester. Normally, you don't get 4 gas that fast unless you're really, really going to need it, right? So we'll see. Hawk, like I said, it's hard to anticipate because I haven't seen his ZVT for a while, but based on kind of what he has seen, which is more or less just a couple of Hellions at this point, he'll probably want to stay safe. And there's actually the 4th gas going up now, just waiting a little bit longer to do that. So,
yeah, so when that layer tech finishes, could very well see that Spire pop up, could see the Roach Infester play like you were talking about. And there, indeed, we do have the double evolution chambers. Could even be just Mutiling Baneling. And a few links are going to start swinging their way through here now. And there's the Spire.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Spire, interesting. Okay. So, I mean, Spire isn't terrible on this map. I generally think it's not quite as good as Infester play is, but doesn't really hurt. You can harass 4th bases. You can harass that base with the extra rich Vespin gas.
Right.
Yeah.
And looks like Mikael himself going up to 4 gases and sitting off of just 2 command centers for the time being. It's about this time you'd see 3rd command center put down for a lot of players recently if they're deciding to saturate 3 bases as quickly as possible.
Time.
That's right. I feel like some sort of like soft pulsing techno music should hit in the background now. Banshee time.
Whoa. We just
I'm sorry.
That's right. Well, that's not really soft pulsing text music.
I'm sorry.
Music. Text music? I don't know what that's all about.
I don't think we had anywhere to go with that one. Hey, he's cloaking.
Yep.
So it looks like he's going to try.
Gave up on that one. That was...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a situation where the joke just kind of just ends.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
really
true.
declares an end to it. It's just over. Good Overseer timing. He's got the Banshee on the run. Looks like it will get away, but didn't really do a lot of damage. Just kind of poked at the hatchery a little bit. And I think that little engagement honestly underlines why I don't think Mutalisks are actually very good on this map, is because it's so difficult to get to that sweet spot behind the mineral line, right? That's where you want to go. If you want to harass someone's workers in the air unit, you want to be behind their mineral line. It's really difficult to do that on the 2nd and 3rd bases on this map.
And I actually
think drive back there, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, he does manage to sneak a few drones in there as well. Yep. And pretty good control as well, circling back around the gas to make sure that he saves as many units as possible.
Yeah.
Going to try and pick off a couple more drones. Managed to get 1 more, but then will eventually lose the Hellions. Now, the initial engagement against the Banshees did favor Hawk, though. He didn't have any of his tech revealed. He was able to clean up the Banshees without suffering any damage whatsoever, thus nullifying Cloak because he was able to prepare for it. And, you know, on top of that, he's able to adequately prepare through the middle of the map, dropping down creep tumors, and really not have his plans interrupted at all. He's still sitting on 66 workers. He already has 6 mutas up, so he's really, as long as his plan is solid, he's really working down that plan very well, but critically supply blocked in keeping up a lot of minerals for now.
Yeah, that does actually hurt quite a bit. He's going to need more than just that. He had a couple Overlords finish right now, but another thing he's going to want to do is find a time to make another round of drones. It looks like it's now, and I think that's a good time for it too. On 3 bases, you want to be at least 70 drones, I would say, as a Zerg player, maybe even a little bit more. And we can see him going up to around that right now as he harasses with these mutas. He waited a little bit. He had that supply block, but he also kind of wanted to feel out Mikael a little bit and see if he was planning on doing one of those timings, one of the many, many timings that Terran can do at around the 10 or 11 minute mark just to be safe.
Yeah, very much so. And so, you know, Hawk's on a pretty good foundation, but Mikael is as well. He's got his 3rd orbital command up now, starting to move pretty heavily into Ting Marine production. So we're staring down what's a pretty standard, predictable ZVT. We've got Ling, Baneling, Muta, but of course the emphasis is on the Lings and Banelings this go around. Just 12 Mutas up at this point, and a smattering of Zerglings joining the fray as well, versus the pretty predictable Marine tanks.
Yep, that's right. He's going to be able to clear a spot for that 3rd base. But here's the thing now. What are the upgrades for our Terran player? He's starting 2-2 just now. I just saw it pop up on the production queue. So upgrades are still fairly even. So both of these guys need to be a little bit careful about how they engage. I love the Spy Hawk, though, taking down those missile turrets. This is what Zerg loves to do. I mean, he doesn't even need to do damage with that. Yeah, and he pulls away before taking any damage really to those mutas aside from the turrets. Yeah. And that's smart because a lot of people be like, oh, he just killed some turrets. He didn't do a whole lot. But look at this. He's making Mikael spend 200 more minerals on that. He can come back in and snipe them later.
And lost mining time. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, the big thing is that later in the game, a lot of Terrans will get careless with remaking those turrets, and that's when you come in and really do damage. When they move out with their army, forget to make the turrets, you can get in and really hurt them.
It's really a win-win situation. He forced him to lose 200 minerals, although he did just lose that hurt Mutalisk, unfortunately, to the bunker. So
Yeah, if you want to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs.
I guess that's
some Zerg eggs.
True. Yes,
it's true.
There are lots of Zerg eggs. I assume they're delicacies.
Oh, probably.
I don't really know. They're gigantic though. Anyway,
feed you for a week.
Yes. Zerg eggs. Well, let's see here now. More. Oh my God, more banelings being morphed in right now. Let's see. Wow, you're awfully excited about that. 20 more banelings. And he already had what? 24, 26 mates. It's gonna be 46 banelings here in a second.
Yep, and a little bit more harassment here, trying to draw back some of the army into the main to let those banelings be all that more effective. Divide and conquer, you know. It's kind of how it works. And he's also getting his infestation pit behind this. He's going to be moving into that later tier tech now. He's got 4 bases, but for now he's going to make this really big attack. Oh, he's coming in too early, though. 2-2's not finished.
No.
Is it going to work, though?
I don't know. We'll find out. The tanks have already gone down, which means that most of the splash damage is out of there, and he will be able to bust through the bunker and clear up most of those units. And the Zerglings are making their way into the main as well, so this ended up actually working out pretty well for him. Baneling's going to run through the economy as well. Oh, so many workers killed.
That is going to really, really hurt Mikkel. And here's the thing is that, yeah, the timing was slightly early, but it was still a good timing, and he had plenty of stuff. Last of the SCVs at the natural are going to get owned by these banelings. And Mikkel is in a pretty tough spot, man. I don't know if he can really come back from this.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like, he's even going to get a good hit on the Marines as well. There's GG. Quantic.Hawk has taken his 2nd game in a row, putting Quantic up 3-1 in this best of 9.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I mean, I don't know. Is it time to bring out